Okay, Tilly Hughes for Tilly Hughes. See, Chili Hughes. Chili, what do you have for us?
Our next guest is the king of comedy, the lord of literature, a supreme swimmer, and now he's taken on Christmas. His new books, Santa and Son and Bot, are both out now. So let's welcome a man who's so talented he deserves all the medallions. It's David Walliams!
Oh, the medallion!
I'm all for that. There's a slight sarcasm in your team's cheering.
No.
It's slightly sarcastic. It's
love
slightly
you.
over the top.
No, you can't cheer sarcastically. Take two, guys, and positions.
Just make it seem more genuine this
rolling
time.
and speed and cheer.
He's doing too much. The guy in the hat is doing too much.
He's only here for a week. He's making the most of it. It's his last day today. That's Rob.
I'm glad it's his last day.
He
if
wants to
anyone
be-
cheers so sarcastically.
He wants to be a journalist.
Does he?
Yeah. We
Why
want him
would
to.
you want to do that?
I don't know. I don't think he does, really, just in case his mum and dad are listening. So you've written your first big grown-up Christmas book.
Well, the thing is,
Yes.
people always want you to, publishers always want you to write Christmas books
Right.
because anything with Christmas in the title
Sells.
tends to sell.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to do anything cutesy, and I didn't really want to do something about Christmas. I wanted to do something set at Christmas.
Okay.
And so the idea of the book is that why are you grinning?
It's like Die Hard, isn't it?
Well, it is. I'll get to that. It's basically, you're right, Die Hard meets Home Alone in a toy store like Hamleys in London over Christmas. Now, when I was a kid, my mum and dad would take me and my sister to Hamleys every year. We'd go and see a James Bond movie at the cinema and we'd go to Hamleys, not to buy something expensive, to come away with a Star Wars figure or something. But I loved all the larger-than-life toys. You know, you would have probably heard about this too, being a car fanatic, but sometimes they'd have a car, like a half-size kind of Aston Martin.
Norman Wisdom used to drive them in the films on Saturday morning. Do you remember?
I don't remember that because I'm a lot younger than you.
They were posh kids, weren't they? For the posh kids.
Yeah, they were like
they had
probably
engines in.
£10,000. And I think Prince Charles had one when he was King Charles
they
when he
used
was
to
a
sell
kid.
them at Harrods, didn't they? Ferraris with the 80
And so I saw them and I
yes.
thought, what if I was trapped in this toy store overnight with all these toys? And that is the starting point for the book. But it's a bit of Die Hard and a bit of Home Alone.
Yeah, because a Christmas movie, as long as it's got Christmas in it, then it qualifies, doesn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah, I just see a lot. I mean, I'm not doing people down, but lots of books about cutesy elves and
and
Santa,
by the
and
way,
I thought I want to do something that's an action comedy adventure with a little bit of edge to it as well.
Right, so before we get into the characters, just a quick bit about the end, which is sort of the wrong way around, but I just don't want to forget to talk about this. Congratulations, well done on holding out for the last 6 pages, because I don't want to give any spoilers whatsoever, but it doesn't end as most people might expect it to.
Well, I think, Christmas can be a little bittersweet. And this book is about a deadbeat dad who hasn't seen his son for many years.
Mm-hmm.
And he's working as a Santa in the toy store. And over the course of between Christmas Eve and Christmas morning, their relationship becomes healed and stuff. But I didn't want it to be like, hey, and then everything's brilliant, because life isn't quite like that. So there's a slight bittersweet ending.
Well, there's a twist.
And I did have to fight for that a bit because they didn't want it to be like that. But I think my books, people like those elements where it's emotional. Gangster Granny has an emotional, Grandpa's Great Escape. They often have something, emotional in there. And I think to hopefully make people laugh and maybe, make them feel something too deeper down is a good thing. And, I want, if I'm going to sit there and write my books, I want them to be, which I do, just to clear things up. I'd like it to be just a bit more meaningful than a series of jokes.
Yeah, because otherwise, what's the point? Then you become a sort of conveyor belt, and straight away you pull on the heartstrings. So the star of the piece is a little boy called Elvis, and he has a wonderful mum who's a nurse. And straight away, his mum works so hard. He's obviously a really good kid. She's saved up to treat him. He's saved up to treat her, and Dad is nowhere to be seen. And straight away, I'm like, I am so in here.
Yeah, well, and the dad, he's called Elvis because his dad's an Elvis fanatic.
Yeah.
And
every chapter's named after an Elvis
an
song.
Elvis song. And my mum is an Elvis fan, and she was reading. She goes, "Oh, I was enjoying it. It's actually quite good." I'm really surprised. And we were in this really nice restaurant. I go, "Yeah, the others are quite good too. That's why we can sit in this nice restaurant, Mum.
Yeah.
It's where you get a Joe Malone candle for Christmas."
This book and all the other books will be getting the bill. Yeah, perfect.
It was like the inference was that she thought all the others were terrible, but she liked this one because she liked Elvis. But it's set in the 1980s as well.
Yeah, and you talk about the fact when people used to pay with money. I thought, Yeah, that is art. It's funny, but it's also quite interesting as a thought, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, because it's...
You do a diagram of a phone.
Yes, because to show people what a dial phone used to look like.
And you're like, oh, God, I really want one of those.
But I wanted to set it at a time before mobile phones, because I think mobile phones, like, kill stories. Remember James Bond, what are they called now? Phones.
Yeah, but the fact we call them mobile phones.
Do you remember when they came out? You go, I'm on the bus. Yeah. I'm on the bus.
I'm on the bus.
I'm walking down the street. You couldn't believe it.
And then your first ever message on the car phone was, because the thing that precursed mobile phones was if you had an answer machine. That was a cool thing. Sorry, I'm not home right now, but please leave a message, and when I get back in, I'll be sure to call you back. And then you could leave a message on your first ever car phone, which was, sorry, I'm at home right now, but leave a message, and the second I get back in my car, I'll call you back, because it was the opposite of the
My goodness. You know all these things. Anyway, but I said it in the 80s because I do think, modern technology does kill stories, because they think, well, why don't they just use their mobile phone?
It's so true, isn't it?
And so, but I like setting in the 80s because it sort of made me think of my childhood a bit, and some of the toys have a kind of retro feel to them as well.
A lot of movies are doing that now, aren't they? And a lot of big shows. So the Netflix show Black Rabbit is set a few years ago, so the sort of smartphone thing can't interrupt the drama and the mystery.
I like it in old James Bond movies where he doesn't have that sort of technology. I know there's gadgets, but he doesn't have mobile phones and things like that.
I mean, did you see the talk about Pierce Brosnan this week?
What about him coming back as
Coming
Bond?
back as Granddaddy Bond.
I love him.
Of course.
I got to have lunch with him not that long ago. He was so impressive. Yeah. He's so handsome. He is so charming. And I met him a couple of times before. And I went to the set of the James Bond film. I wasn't at all known, but he chatted to me and Mark Gatiss, actually, from
Everything.
Yeah. Brilliantly successful. And he remembered our names at the end of the chat, and he was so charming. I met him at a wedding, and then a few days later, I was out on a date with a girl in a restaurant. And he just happened to be there. And hello, David. And it was like the best moment. Yeah, because James Bond. Yeah, I mean, quite well.
And then she went home with him.
Let's make it clear that did not happen, Chris. But yeah, great. I'd like to see that. He looks exact. He's just as handsome as he was 30 years ago.
And
like
thank you. And his voice.
I know, he's so impressive. Yeah. He's so impressive. And also, he doesn't take him too seriously.
Not at all. And if you think about the way Bond might be going, because of who now owns it, and there's origin stories, they might do multiple films a year. There's definitely room for that kind of thing.
I'd love to have been put in charge of it. I'd be doing a Scaramanga, obviously you'll know the character Christopher Lee played Matt McGonagall. I'd have a shoot off sort of, a assassin thing. I'd have young M in the 1940s. Yeah,
lowercase m.
Yeah, just
Yeah, yeah. But see, in your book, I mean, you can't help, because there's an Aston Martin, like you say.
I can't help at some point mentioning James Bond.
Yeah, and there's a massive chase sequence in there, and it's like, your books so far have never made into not cinematic films.
Well, I have news for you.
Well, thank you.
I have news for you, Chris.
Yes.
So-called Evans.
So-called Williams. Real name Williams. Go on.
Well, I have been making a movie. I've been in Australia making a movie of my book Thing that stars Taika Waititi, Dame Penelope Wilton.
Wow.
Me, in a small part. So, blink and you'll miss me, but I am in it. Blake Harrison, from The Inbetweeners, who's very, very talented. And it's coming out next year.
In the cinema?
In the cinema, and it's kind of going to be, around the world. So that's very exciting.
Your books are nearly screenplays anyway. They'll only hop and skip away from screenplays.
I think this one particularly would make a good film because there's a unity of place, which is a toy store.
Yeah.
And there's a proper thriller element to it where in amongst all this... the elves, who are Santa's helper in the grotto,
it's very funny,
have planned a robbery to steal all the money that's been taken.
And Captain Tom's in there sort of as well, isn't he?
Yes, because I always there's an old security guard, a little bit based on my real sort of great uncle, actually, who was a very proper man.
There are two, the captain and the major.
Captain Peacock is a reference as well in a way for me from Are You Being Served?
Also, you have this run of Christmas cracker jokes for Elvis to calm down the bully. He doesn't really want to be a bully, and hopefully he won't end up being a bully by the end of the book. And the joke about what you call a bunch of chess players bragging about their games in a hotel lobby, chestnuts boasting in an open foyer. I've never heard that one before.
It's good. And you know what I do with my mum at Christmas?
Come on.
You know when you have Christmas cracker jokes?
Yes.
And everyone goes, what's the difference in the same as I always start reading up. I can't quite say what it is. But I read something I pretend I'm reading something really rude, like a really, really rude joke. And my mum goes, "It does not say that." Like that. So,
Mum, of course it doesn't. I'm just being funny, David Walliams again. The most exciting award for your book goes to page 141.
It's a lot of people's favourite pages and a lot of my books.
Being 10, Elvis hadn't passed his driving test. He hadn't even passed his cycling proficiency test. Still, like many children, he believed he didn't need any lessons to drive. He'd watched enough action movies to know what to do. What you must remember, however, is that mini Aston Martin was not a toy. It was a big car made small. Huge difference. This car was a beast. Dun, dun, dun.
Well, when it was my son's birthday quite a few years ago, he's 12 now, and he's a massive Batman fan, including the original 60s series. So, being in a privileged position, I hired one of those old 60s Batmobiles, right?
Brilliant.
And then I got a Robin outfit made, and I got him a Batman outfit. So we sit in the car.
Way.
But he was only about 5. And then I said, let's go for a drive. And then he got to go in the driving seats, right? And I went, no, Daddy will have to drive. He goes, Batman always drives. He was completely confident that he could drive the Batmobile around North London.
Does he drive?
No, he can't drive. He's 12 years old.
No, my kids can drive. They could drive.
I know, but you live in Chris Evans' world, where you have lots of chitty chitty bang bang in the garage and stuff like that.
Because live in the dream, man.
No,
shoot for the stars.
He'll definitely want to. We have this game. We walk around the park, and it's all like, Daddy, if you could have 5 cars, what would it be? And we go through our favourite cars.
So he's a car guy.
Yeah, he loves cars.
Nice, man. That's cool.
And he really wants.
Well,
he keeps on saying, Daddy, why don't you get a Ferrari?
Why don't you bring him to Silverstone next year?
I would like to.
Okay, because by the way, thanks for Carfest.
I loved it.
Was it different to how you thought? Was it this? What you thought it was going to be?
It wasn't quite as good as I thought it would be. because to be honest, Chris,
why did I walk into that
You really
trap?
bigged it up, and there was a slight it was brilliant. I absolutely loved it, and I did 2 events, and I was a bit nervous because the events were outside.
Right.
And doing events outside, the worst thing you can see is just people wandering.
Yeah, it doesn't happen,
wandering,
does it?
and everyone stopped to listen, and so I was really pleased. I'd love to come again, and I'd love to come to Silverstone.
Would you bring him?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Can we have a ride in a fast car?
Yeah, well, we do kids driving lessons. And so now he's 12.
He would love
we can
that.
100% do that. The Unmagic Wonder is funny. Funny, man. It's funny.
Oh, you're
it's funny
very
start
kind,
to finish.
and I'm very kind for you to have looked through it already.
I haven't looked through it. I've read them.
We read it. Well,
Yeah.
that's very kind.
Like,
Because
yeah,
your boys are a bit too old for these books now, aren't they?
Well, no, because we got backup, the twins, who are 7.
Oh, yes. How old are they?
They've reviewed Bot.
How old are they? They're 7.
Both of them.
They're both 7.
Because they're twins, yeah.
They're
It's
both 7.
incredible.
Wow.
You should
How
do
did
that.
they meet?
Yeah. Somebody didn't once ask that to the cause, didn't they, on television?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Let's not go there.
I like stuff like
Let's
that.
not go there.
What is this? Have you ever asked anyone a really
No.
stupid question? No, I mean, have
Never.
you?
No,
Because some people-
brilliant interview of me.
Isn't there some story that Peter Cook, the great comedian, had a chat show, and he met some famous person walked in, and he just wanted to say, "How are you?" And instead, by accident, he said, "Who are you?"
Yeah. Oh no, that's not good, is it? That's not.
You've
good.
never done that.
No, I've never done that. I don't think so. Anyway, we had Billy Bob Thornton on this week. That was fun.
Wow,
he's cool.
exciting.
Have you seen Landman?
I haven't yet, but I
gotta
think
watch it, man.
he did a great Christmas movie, Bad Santa,
Yeah, he talks about
and
that.
he used to date Angelina Jolie.
He used to be married to her. He dated her that much they were married in the end. I know. You all right over there?
I know. I'm just thinking about Jolie.
My wife said yesterday, because we've been reading the Twits all week, right?
Oh, the funniest children's book ever written.
Well, here we go. Just hold that thought for a second or two. Tash said last night, she said, look, the Twits, yes, of course the Twits, of course Roald Dahl. And she said, and I don't know why she said it, she just wanted me to hear her say this because if you were coming in today. She said, but David's books are better.
I've always liked her. I know a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
But I've always had time for her.
Yeah. But she's
because you've said some really bad things about her over the years.
No,
well, that's very kind. I don't think that, but certainly he's my hero.
Of course,
right,
he is.
as an author,
yeah.
right. And I think sometimes someone creates a gold standard, right? It's a bit like being in a band. You're not going to be the Beatles, but you can do your best to aspire.
Yeah.
Because and then they create the gold standard for which you aspire to.
Yeah, but that's you and them, not your audience, because your audience may not have experienced them. And Tash has been reading books to our kids at bedtime since we started having children together. So she's been doing this literally for 15 years. Honestly, almost every night. Literally, single figures. One of the
best things about being a parent, isn't it?
Single figures she's missed out on. So she's read all the kids' books.
Oh, wow.
And she says, she said, the way you drive the story, nobody tells it like Walliams.
Oh, well,
Isn't that cool?
Well, that is very, very kind. And what I always want in my books is there to be incredible forward momentum.
Yeah.
And I think, the end of every chapter has got to be a cliffhanger. And you know what? It's harder than ever to hold children's attention because they have so many distractions. Yeah. And so my friend actually said I sent her nieces some books, and she said they read 300 pages before bedtime each. And I was like, oh, okay. I said to her, I was just speaking to her on the way in, and I said, I must be doing something right.
Yeah, no, that is so cool. The most teachable moment award goes to page 229, which is where the evil elf and his equally evil wife start having a row between themselves. And this, no spoilers here, but Here we go. So Bozo grabbed hold of Elvis on his way. Bozo's all right in the end. Soon they were all standing at the entrance to the lift. They looked down, and our baddies were still bickering. This is the husband and wife baddies. And the wife says to her husband, I loved you from the moment we met. Then why did you marry me, said Des, to make your life a misery. My life is a misery. So is mine. Serves you right. That's a good exchange. That's fast, man.
I like arguments like that. And I like you do see couples who are locked in misery, but actually there's no way out for them because they actually like making each other miserable.
Right, so that's the longer book. It's your first Christmas book, Santa and Son. David Walliams, #1 king of comedy on the cover of his own book. I love it.
I know. It wasn't my idea, but to be honest, when it was suggested, I was okay with it.
Yes. Okay. No pushback at all?
Well, I thought about #1.5, but I thought, you know what?
All right. So there's another book. Why don't we have a tune to separate the two books?
Pet Shop Boys.
Right, Pet Shop Boys. Bruce Springsteen.
Oh.
One of the Pet Shop's finest, Glory Days. Yeah, but you haven't heard that version, have you?
No, but the Pet Shop Boys did cover a Bruce Springsteen song.
Well, they just have Glory Days.
That wasn't it.
Stephanie says, Morning, Crystal Glass behind the glass. We love David's books at my house. We're currently reading The Midnight Gang and loving it. I sobbed my heart out to Gangster Granny, so much so that my 7-year-old got me a tissue and told me it was only a story.
Oh.
More lovely reaction here. Ruth in Eastbourne, I met David at Carfest 2025 and gave him an I Love Elton John notebook. Could his next book be about Little Elton? See you at Silverstone, guys.
I
do you still know Elton?
I spoke to him yesterday.
Did you?
Yes, he was in very good form.
Yeah.
And he very kindly, because I'm hosting a charity event next week, and I needed to come up with some raffle prizes, so he kindly has signed a whole stack of vinyl records.
What?
So you don't get that often, do you?
You don't get that very often.
No.
And you holidayed with him and David?
Yes, over the summer, okay. And there was a little video of us. Was dancing because we went to this restaurant where they put on music and get noisy. And
that wasn't on Anjuna Beach, was it?
Sorry?
Was it Anjuna Beach?
No, and it wasn't that place that Wayne Lineker runs.
Don't know what you're talking about now.
Ocean Beach.
I have no idea what you're talking
about. And they put this
Didn't
music.
Think it was.
And they put on this music, and suddenly Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody came on.
Come on.
And I couldn't stop dancing. We could even try that now, whether you if you can stay in your seat while I Want to Dance with Somebody comes on, then you have got amazing willpower.
All right.
Will we try that?
We could try that at the end. Should we try that at the end? Should we
I'd
cue
like
that
that.
up? Get it.
I'd like that.
It's
I'd
Friday.
like that.
I'm Friday. I can't stay in my seat anyway. I'm struggling now, to be honest. What a song. Whitney Houston, by the way.
I know.
I mean, does it get any better?
Did you ever interview her?
Nope.
No. She never liked you, did she?
No, she didn't. And I'm still to find out why. Yeah. Any ideas? Oh, well, where do you want to start?
No, God, she was something else.
And she was the only one.
It's amazing. It's amazing when someone has like a God, there's talent and there is God-given
it's
talent.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's
and that
ridiculous.
was off the scale.
Yeah, I was listening to an interview with John McEnroe yesterday, just about his life and the way he went about his business, and how when you're that good at something.
It must be amazing to be the absolute best in the world, and there's no.
Well, do you tell me what's it like, Mr. Superstar?
I don't think you'd like it. I don't think you'd like it.
Yeah.
It's it's a weight. It's a weight. No, but with something like sport,
And
it's
I'm still
actually
waiting.
for sport. It's like there's no debate, is there? You just are number one. You're the
it's not
fastest man in
judgy.
the world. No,
But in a way, it's like books because you're selling units.
but that doesn't mean that the person who sells the most books is the best author.
But it helps. It is a scorecard.
It means
of
that
sorts,
people
isn't
like
it?
their books. Yes.
Yes.
But I suppose if you look at it, like the biggest selling authors, Shakespeare, Dickens,
J.K. Rowling,
Walliams. No, but you can see with like Charles Dickens and
you're
William
always
Shakespeare.
perky, but you're really perky. Do you know why? Do you know why I'm perky?
Because
you've written a damn good
Because
book.
I'm seeing you.
No, but also
you make me happy.
Oh, well,
and then
thank you.
I see you, and we do a radio show. I think, and I was thinking, why don't I see more of him? I only see you.
Well,
That's the
what
only
we could
reason I
do-
come on your show is to see you.
We could try that, and then you'd figure out why you don't see more.
Yeah,
of me. That'd be over
you're
pretty soon.
Yeah, you're quite weird in
You'd be
real life.
swiping right. And good. So onto the second book.
Book number
book number two. It's like Blind Read, isn't it? Book number two.
So I've been writing picture books as well, but obviously when you write a picture book, the illustrator does all the hard work.
Yeah, well, it's the same illustrator for both, isn't
Adam
it?
Stower, who's a brilliant illustrator.
Can I just say that the imaging here is just the artwork is fantastic.
It's like when people say, "Do you know what I like most about your books? The pictures."
No. Yeah, hand in
Do you know
hand.
what my mum said to Graham Norton? Do you know what I like most about your show? The guests. It's like, yeah, but I said, Mum, it's what he does with the guests. Is it? Yeah.
It's not that easy, Mum.
Well, this is all about robots, because I actually thought, I've written picture books, and you've done the bear, and you've done the penguin, and you've done all the cutesy animals, and I thought, actually, I always love robots.
Yeah, and we're heading towards a bot world, aren't we?
Yeah. And I always like those scenes in Star Wars. Where you saw all the, you glimpse all the different droids and stuff.
Best Star Wars film.
Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought it was Empire Strikes Back.
Yes, but it's not quite as fun as Star Wars.
Right.
Star Wars is the most fun.
Why do a lot of people think it is Empire Strikes Back?
Well, because Empire Strikes Back has got the amazing twist at the end, hasn't it, with Darth Vader? It's got amazing scenes in it. I think it's brilliant. I mean, I've often thought it might be the best, but I saw Star Wars again recently. There was the original on film 1970s, and I thought, it's euphoric in a way that
Have you done any of the big stuff? Like, have you been to the Sphere or anything like that? Have you done any of the,
I haven't been. Do you mean the Sphere in
Las Vegas?
No, I have not been there. I'd like to, because they're showing Wizard of Oz at the moment.
And have you done things like you could go and see Gladiator at Coliseum with a live orchestra? I've never done any of those things.
I've done a few things like that.
What have you done?
Well, I went to see Flash Gordon, the film, which they showed outside the British Museum, and I actually, tears went down my cheeks when it was like right at the end of the movie, where he's on the spaceship and he's about to kind of kill Ming, and I just remember how happy I was when I was 10 watching that movie. But I've seen a few movies with live orchestras. You can see them at the Albert Hall, and they tour around the country.
What's the best thing you've seen this year?
Giant. Sorry, it's a bit intellectual, but there was a play about Roald Dahl that starred John Lithgow.
I heard about that.
It was brilliant. You know what? I saw it 3 times. I enjoyed it so much.
Did it make you cry?
No, it didn't. It wasn't really that kind of play. It was emotional, but it was a kind of like a tennis match, really, between Roald Dahl and his editor. And this is a bit heavy, but Roald Dahl says some very unpleasant things. Yeah. As well as being an amazing talent, he had a side to him that was very unkind, and it's about that, and it's about someone with this amazing reputation,
I heard about
amazingly empathetic, brilliant artist, but but very. He said these horrible things, which obviously I will not repeat. But it was a brilliant play.
Yeah.
And I saw that 3 times. But also,
the only reason I said did you cry is not because whether it was emotional or not. It's just when I go to the theatre and if things are just brilliant, that makes me cry.
I bet Paddington was going to make us
You
cry.
can't get a ticket, can you? I mean, it's like you can. My friend's trying to get a ticket.
You probably can.
Well, I don't know. You could. I don't know if you know someone, but otherwise.
I know that. Well, why don't you just ask Tom Fletcher?
Okay.
The second, or ask Paddington himself. The other great thing I saw this year was One Battle After Another. Did you see that?
No, don't tell me anything about it because I want to go. I didn't miss it at the cinema. I don't want to know anything about it. People say it's so good, and I can't wait to see it.
Well, why don't you see it then?
I will because I have 15 children and I get up at 4:30 every morning. But I will try. I promise.
Okay, but you're telling you finish work at 10 o'clock. I mean, you've got plenty of time on your hands.
Oh, this isn't work. This is where I come for a rest, mate. Yeah, seriously. Especially on a Monday.
Anyway, back to me. Back to me.
No, actually, let's go back to sort of the seed of that last thought, which is home, which is Walt and Boo, who are 7, who had reading time last night, and it was your book. But would you like to hear what they thought about it?
Not especially.
All right, well, I'm going to play it anyway. It's either that or Resisting to Dance to I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. Here we go.
All of the bots are called what they are useful for. Like the cleaning bot is called like cleaning bots. And I like how the bot is the main word.
I am
bot.
bot.
It literally has to say it on every page.
And what does this bot sound a little bit like?
Bottom. I would give it, even though this is not allowed, I would give it 11 out of 10.
Whoa!
Happy Christmas, David.
Happy Christmas, David. That's
happy
from Walt.
Christmas. That's
okay, so
lovely.
Walt is 12 minutes younger than his twin sister Boo. Now, Boo, B-O-O, Bot, B-O-T. What did she end up saying all night?
Well, I'd love to know.
I am Boo.
Actually, Boo is a character in my new book, just by coincidence.
All right, well, here we go. Bot. Sorry, Boo. You're a bit like Bot because you say, I am...
Boo.
I am...
Boo.
I am...
Boo.
You're Robo. What did you think of the book?
I like how the professor made a robot that made him laugh and by accident, and the robot didn't know what to do, so he just tried to do the jobs on his own, and the cannon, he went out of the cannon when he didn't know that he was going to do it.
And what do you think the point of the story is?
I think it's to learn that even though you don't have a job, you're still special.
Yeah, well done, Boo. Was it a good book?
Yeah. I would give it 5
5 what?
stars.
Out of?
5.
Hurrah!
I thought it was 5 out of 10 for a second. I was a bit disappointed.
Sweating author.
It's about a
To the
little
opposite.
robot who causes chaos in this castle with his professor invents robots, and he thinks he's, useless because of everything he gets wrong, but then he realises he does have a role because he makes everyone happy.
Yeah, well, especially the professor who hasn't laughed in years.
Yes.
It's a great story, man.
Oh, thank you.
It's 2 great
beautifully
books.
illustrated.
And I know you're happy to be here, and it's always great to see you, and we get on like a house on fire. But I also think the juice is the fact that you've written 2 absolute crackers
well,
here.
you were very, very kind. I wish
Seriously.
I could pay you a compliment of some
Well,
kind.
just pay me some money instead. Santa and Son, his first, not last Christmas book, I would imagine.
I hope not.
And when you say they want you to write a Christmas book, and did you resist in the past, or?
Well, I mean, the thing is, I don't want to do it for the sake of it.
Oh, I know, but you would never do that
I don't
anyway.
but I don't want to do it just because it's like, it would sell. It's like, you've got to have a good idea.
Yeah.
And once I had an idea and I thought, all set in a toy store, overnight, and over one night, which is the thing that I took from Die Hard, is it's all over one night. And in Die Hard, he kind of redeems himself because he's been a kind of bad husband, hasn't he? So I definitely learned from that.
Didn't steal, though.
Well, luckily, not
not litigious,
not many
is it?
children have seen Die Hard. No, but I think it's okay to. Sometimes I think about great stories. No, but I think about great stories. What makes them great?
Yeah.
And it sometimes
copy
helps.
it.
Yeah, and then just copy it and pass it off as my own.
Yay!
Change a few names.
All right, hang on a second. Whoa!